Hello, my name is Dr. Yaya Sissoko, Professor of Economics at the Department of Finance and Economics at the Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Today we're going to talk about Chapter 1, Introduction to Labor Economics. This video is about an economic story of the labor market. Labor economics study how labor market works. So most of us allocate a substantial fraction of our time to the labor market. How we do in the labor market help determine our wealth, our income, wages and salary, for instance. It also help us to determine what we can afford to consume or to eat. It helps to determine which room we associate. It helps us to determine where we go on vacation. It helps us to determine which school our children attend. So we can see that our interest in labor market, however, it's sparked by more than our personal involvement. So many of the central issues in the debate over the social policy revolve around the experiences of particular groups of workers or various aspects of the unemployment relationship between workers and food. So the, 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 the policy issues examined by modern labor economics include: why did labor force or participation of women rise steadily throughout the past centuries in many industrial countries? So we have been seeing that more and more women in several countries are participating in the labor market because they are working now. So they are working. The second question would be, what is the impact of immigration on the wage and employment opportunity of native-born workers? So, in other words, if people migrate to a country, then they're going to be willing to work at lower wages, so they will take employment job opportunity away from native-born workers, for instance. Do minimum wage increase the employment rate for less skilled workers? So the government, by imposing minimum wage, so for less skilled worker, we usually call blue collar worker in the US, so then businesses will find that those workers are expensive in terms of wages that they have to pay to them, so they will hire less of them. By hiring less of them, this will increase the unemployment rate. So other policy issues examined by modern labor economics include: what is the impact of occupational safety and health regulation on employment earning? For instance, the government, by regulating safety and health for workers, so this will increase the cost of production of the business firm, and therefore they have to pay more also to hire, to pay more to the worker, so that because of the safety concern and health concern, so they might reduce how many workers they could hire, in order to maintain the same profit. Our government subsidy of investment in human capital an effective way to improve the economic well-being of disadvantaged workers? For instance, government providing financial assistance, financial aid to workers, so they could attend training session, workshop, or they could go back to college to get higher degree. So once this happens, they'll be able this will be able to increase their productivity. The knowledge and experience will increase, productivity will increase, they'll be able to earn more money, so the income will increase, so therefore this will benefit, so less skilled worker. Why did wage inequality in the United States rise so rapidly after 1980s. For instance, in the 90s, so we had the information technological innovation which led to internet. So with the internet, so skills worker, you know, are become more productive, therefore are able to earn more money. Less skilled workers are less productive because of the internet, so they earn less wage or less income, and then therefore the gap between skilled workers and less skilled workers keep widening up. So other policy issues examined by modern labor economics include what is the impact of affirmative action program on the earning of women and minority and on the number of women and minority that firm hire. So in other words, with the affirmative action program, so require businesses to pay, women and minority higher wages, so equal pay for women and men, equal pay for white and black, white and in Spanish, white and Asian, white and Latin American, for instance. It also This affirmative program also require businesses whenever they have a they have opening job or vacancy, they have to have this will require them to have a pool of applicant from women and on minority, including African American, so Spanish, so Asian, or Native American, for instance. So, what is the economic impact of unions both on the members and on the rest of the economy? Unions, if you have unions at the workplace, they will bargain. They will bargain to get higher wages, for the member, and this could have a positive or negative impact on the business firm and therefore on the rest of the economy. So other policy issues examined by modern labor economy include: do generous employment insurance benefit lengthen the duration of spell of unemployment? In other words, by providing good unemployment benefits, which will include the lost income and higher wages for the lost income, and then also the insurance benefit, which will include also medical benefit. They can go see the doctor, if they're sick, even though they are not working. So this may, lengthen the duration of unemployment, because the unemployed worker will not have, so the urgency to look harder for job. They will not be sending out a lot of application, so to look for job, because whatever they are earning now, being unemployed, it's almost the same like what they'll be earning, so when they go back to job, when they go back to work, in that sense, they will rather, you know, you know, stay unemployed than hurrying up going back to work. Why is the unemployment rate much higher in Europe than in the United States? Unemployment rate often is, the result of economic downturn, which is called recession. In the economic downturn, business firms are not able to sell the production, so then they have to cut back the level of production by laying off workers. So then, as a result, unemployment rate would increase. So you can see that if the economy is achieving higher growth rate, meaning producing more goods and services, and the businesses are able to sell the production, so this will lead to economic growth. If the country is achieving higher economic growth, this will result to lower unemployment rate. The US have been achieving higher economic growth than Europe, which will explain that unemployment rate is much lower in the US than in Europe. Also, unemployment benefit in the US is limited to only 26 weeks. You can collect unemployment benefit only for 26 weeks, which is about 6 months. So then after that, your unemployment benefit would stop, then you'll be forced to go back to work. Or in Europe, unemployment benefits is almost permanent, so you don't have to worry about that. If you are unemployed or unemployed, you can still collect it, so almost an unemployment benefit forever. You can see that as an example of the job market, you have people who are working, and people who are not working. So people who are working are considered as employed. People who are not working are considered as unemployed. So the job market, which is also called the labor force, consists of those two group of people. Work. So employed people, which is so people who are working, unemployed people who are not working. So an economic story of the labor market is a story of how labor markets work. It includes recounting the history of labor law in the United States or in other countries. It also includes presenting range of statistics summarizing conditions in the labor market. This is an example of labor market where you have both for labor demand, business looking to hire people, and labor supply, people people willing to work for instance. The story of how labor market works deal with that are strikes between workers and firms determining the type of job that are offered, the skill that workers acquire, the extent of labor turnover, the structure of unemployment, and the observed earning distribution. The story that provides a theory, a framework for understanding, analyzing, and predicting a wide range of labor market outcomes. The decision is guided by the belief that learning the story of how labor market works is as important as knowing basic facts about the labor market. The study of facts without theory is just as empty as the study of theory without facts. So the theory of how labor market work include assigning motive to various actors in the labor market. So workers are trying to find the best job by selling their labor at the highest price. Firms are trying to make more money by buying labor at the lowest price. So transactions in the labor market are limited by a set of ground rules imposed by the government, which include, for instance, a minimum wage law or occupational safety regulation. So this is the end of an economic story of the labor market. Next time, we'll talk about the actors in the labor market. Thank you.